live in today is a difficult place. It's not like most of us want it to be. It's not how we want to leave it for our children. Most of us want to make a difference. But we get caught on cruise control, focusing on our lives, our challenges, our problems. In 50 years, give or take a few decades, everyone that you know and everyone that knows you is likely to be gone. The job you had, the house that you lived in, the clothes you wore, the car you drove, none of those things are going to matter. What's really going to matter at the end of the day is how you loved others. I heard another gentleman explain it this way. He said, you've got to live life on borrowed time. We walk around too often and we live as if we're promised tomorrow, but the truth is that we're not. None of us know what tomorrow holds, so we should live our life on borrowed time. So I've had this conversation with many people. I've seen people get excited about this message and they walk away wanting to live their life on borrowed time, but they get caught right back up into life. We're all guilty of getting caught up into our individual lives. We get up in the morning, we have this list of things that we want to accomplish. There's nothing wrong with having the list, unless you look back on your day and recognize that you didn't do anything to really make a difference in someone's life. I started the Newton Project one day sitting at my computer, reading emails. I got an email that I would normally delete. It's one of those chain emails, but on this day I read it, and it told the story of a teacher who called her students up to the front of the room, and one by one she gave them a ribbon. And she explained why she was giving them this blue ribbon, the impact that that student had made on her life that year. She had something unique and specific to tell each student. Then she challenged each student by giving them 2 additional ribbons and saying, you go pay these forward to someone who has made a difference in your life. The email goes on to tell the story about each student paying their ribbons forward. One particular student gives it to an older gentleman. The gentleman is at work and he's trying to decide who to pay his ribbon forward to. He decides he's going to give it to his boss. The boss is surprised and now challenged with paying that ribbon forward to someone else. And I imagine from reading the email and the tone of it that the boss didn't have a lot of options. Probably didn't have a lot of friends. He's on his way home. He's trying to decide who to give it to. He gets home and he sees his teenage son, and he goes over to his son and he says, son, someone gave me a blue ribbon today because I meant something to them in their life, and they challenged me to pay it forward to someone who means something to me and has made a difference in mine. And I want you to know that I have not been the father that you needed me to be. I have not been the man and the leader that you need me to be. And you've turned out to be a remarkable young man anyway, in spite of me. And it's a touching moment, and the son breaks down and gets all upset and confesses later to his father that he didn't know whether anyone really cared about him, whether he made a difference to anybody, and had planned to commit suicide. So I'm sitting in my office. The first thought that came into my mind as I finished the story was, is the story real? The very next thought that came into my mind was that God wanted me to make it real. No matter what, whether it was real or not, God wanted me to make this happen for real. And that's how the Newton Project began. Your efforts, you taking the time to make a difference in someone's life by showing love, compassion, kindness to them, just letting them know you care and what they mean to you, could literally be life or death to someone. You see, the opposite of love isn't hate. The opposite of love in today's world is indifference. Our mission is to challenge and empower people to overcome indifference. We believe that people want to make a difference. We're just here to help them get started.